Pink Bat is inspired by a childhood experience I had involving a plastic baseball bat. Rather than tell you the story and how this bat changed reality, let me share a little bit of the thinking that went into this book. In short, Pink Bat is about turning problems into solutions. While it's an entertaining story, its message has actually been called inspiring and powerful, even life-changing by educators, business leaders, and others who have read it. Now, turning problems into solutions may seem illogical at first, but once you read Pink Bat, you're going to start seeing things a little bit differently. In fact, you'll quickly discover many of the things that people call problems aren't problems at all. Most are opportunities, and some are actually unseen solutions just waiting for you to connect the dots. Does this all seem impossible? Well, Pink Bat reminds us that finding solutions is actually in our DNA. It's how we've survived and developed all these years. You know what many people today consider impossible? It really isn't that way at all. You could say Pink Bat thinking makes the impossible possible. You've all heard the story, I'm sure, about how Isaac Newton was beaten in the head with an apple, right? Who knows if it really happened or not, but we've heard the story. No doubt most people would have viewed this incident as a problem. But Newton didn't see it that way. He applied Pink Bat thinking. If the force of gravity affects falling fruit, perhaps it also affects the orbits and the planets too. He turned a problem into a solution called the universal law of gravitation. Back in 1928, most scientists would have considered it a problem to return from a vacation and find a petri dish contaminated with mold. Alexander Fleming didn't. He didn't view it as a problem at all. In fact, he applied Pink Bat thinking, and it led to the discovery of penicillin. Are you starting to see how this whole thing works now? So why do some people see solutions that other people miss? Well, while we all share the same world, we certainly don't share the same reality. You see, our five senses collect far more input than we could ever process. And to prevent sensory overload, our brain filter edits it. It's this process that establishes our perception of reality. In other words, our reality is a filtered version of reality itself. Our brain filters through volumes of random data, moment by moment, selecting and rejecting evidence to support our beliefs. Subconsciously, we select the pieces that fit our brain's perceived puzzle and reject those that don't. Wow, that's a double whammy. When we label something as a problem, it becomes one. You know, many unseen solutions are simply mislabeled problems. Before we can see something as a solution, we need to stop seeing it as a problem. Now, there's a phenomenon psychologists call perceptual blindness, or sometimes inattentional blindness. In one study, Professor Daniel Simons asked volunteers to watch a short video. In this video, there's two groups of people. One's wearing black shirts and the other's wearing white. Well, they're passing a basketball around. The subjects were told to count the number of passes made by the team wearing white. At some point, a person wearing a gorilla suit appears during the video. Now imagine this. Here all of a sudden this guy in a gorilla outfit appears for several seconds. When the video ends, researchers asked, hey, did anyone see anything unusual? The results were absolutely amazing. Half the volunteers reported seeing nothing unusual. Now, how can this even be? How could 50% of the people miss a gorilla in the room? Mostly because they weren't looking for it. They were totally focused on something else. Simply put, when we focus on one thing, we miss another. Politicians and magicians have known about this phenomenon for years. It also explains why outsiders often see solutions that experienced insiders miss. They don't share the same bias. Children are notorious for pointing out what we adults have stopped seeing long ago, or maybe we overlooked from the very start. Initially, these shapes may appear meaningless, but that's because most people focus on the black shapes and ignore the white spaces in between. When you actually focus on the white shapes, the black shapes become less important and suddenly solutions appear. Keep in mind, the image actually stays the same, right? It's our perception that changes. Turning problems into solutions works much the same way. It's a matter of adjusting our perception, suspending our judgment, and then remaining open-minded to all the real possibilities that exist. In writing this book, I was absolutely amazed at the seemingly endless number of historic Pink Bat examples I uncovered. It's funny, most solutions seem so obvious after the fact, right? It's like that old saying goes, hindsight's 20/20. Well, while it's fun looking back, I didn't write Pink Bat for historical documentation so much as to help you find today's solutions and create a brighter future for yourself and those around you. We can live each day in a world filled with problems, or we can rise each morning and embrace a world filled with unseen solutions. That decision's yours. Both worlds exist. The one you choose to focus on is the world you will create. Once you grasp this reality, you realize unseen solutions are everywhere. In fact, maybe you're seeing a pink bat right now.